is actually a very important day for the studio for Metal Gear Solid 4, in that we are announcing the release date. Right, guys? Right?
Yes. Oh, sorry.
So we're announcing the release date. The rumors are true. Worldwide simultaneous release. North America, Europe,
Japan,
Asia, June 12, 2008. Congratulations, we finally have a day. Yay!
Finally, yes!
So, depending on the country, you write dates differently. Sometimes you see it 6/12/08 or something. So we're kind of concerned, when if a poster comes out, you see it, and especially I think in Europe you could argue that it says December.
No.
6th.
Europe writes the day first, right?
Right.
Europe, so they write 12th June 2008.
Right.
That's how Europe writes, especially UK, Germany.
Right. So it's not December for UK.
No.
For other parts of Europe, that's the good news. This is the first time for us. We've talked about simultaneous worldwide release before, but this is another confirmation that yes, the European version will be ready for launch as well. Because every other Metal Gear title, it's been later, right?
Yes, it's been about 2 months or 3 months later,
Right.
After the release of the US version.
Right.
So, as Hideo always said at GC shows this last summer in August, he said, to the European audience, you'll get simultaneous, But usually, as everyone knows, simultaneous release is like in a week or 2 weeks time frame.
True.
But this time, what Kojima Productions and Konami is trying to pull off is set a date.
One day.
Yeah, 1 day around the world.
You're right. That's really cool. It's all coming out on the same day, worldwide,
in respective territories that day. Yeah.
That is really unique, especially for a worldwide launch. And today, this morning, the HIDECHAN radio went up, and you were on there with Yumi Kikuchi and Hideo talking about the simultaneous worldwide release. And Hideo even said that he feels kind of bad about European launches always being a little bit later than normal. So this is really cool, and he's really excited about getting into Europeans.
Well, you know how Metal Gear has always been. It's like the story and the plot and everything is all important.
Right.
And when something goes out first and someone gets it 2 or 3 months later, I mean, even if you close your ears, you could get some rumors about what's going to happen.
Sure.
So this time everyone could start from zero.
Right.
Without no distractions, and they could concentrate, and they don't know what's going to happen.
Right. So yeah, everybody's no spoilers.
Yes.
And
no spoilers.
Yeah. So all good news. So coming out of the Destination PlayStation announcement on Wednesday or it was Tuesday in the States.
Tuesday, yes, 26.
Right. They talked about the PS3 bundle in North America with MGS4.
Yes.
And they also kind of hinted at the Metal Gear Solid or Metal Gear Online Premium Beta, which is going to be included in our pre-order bonus that we're preparing right now. We're going to have a pre-order campaign in North America and Europe, and we'll have details about what that pre-order campaign is going to be all about. And so stay tuned for that, as well as details about this Metal Gear Online Premium Beta, which we're announcing. And it's going to give people a chance to play the Metal Gear Online before MGS4 hits, which MGS4 will include the starter pack, which includes Metal Gear Online with some components of that game. And so that's all very exciting.
Yes.
Okay. Well, Ken,
are you okay?
How many days are you sleeping in the office now?
I don't know. Yesterday I went home.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah,
Good.
that's
Finally.
good. Yeah.
Finally. But everyone's really busy, isn't it? With all this pressure.
It's really busy, but we are really glad. We finally, finally, saying like release date to the people, because everybody, has been asking me like when you guys gonna sell this game. And
yes, and we've been saying Q2.
Right.
It didn't really make sense. I mean, I felt odd answering always Q2.
Yeah, I didn't like it either. I never liked being asked about it, especially at E4All, because that was before we announced Q2. We just, at that time, it was this winter.
Yeah.
And at E4All, I knew that it wasn't going to be this winter. It was more like Q2. But saying this winter and Q2, it's so hazy. It leaves so much room for maneuver.
Well, actually, last week I was in London and I was checking out the store, and I was talking with the store guy, and he knew we were from Konami.
Right.
So, And then this guy, just a normal customer, came up saying, "When is Metal Gear Solid 4 out?" And I had to say, Q2.
That's embarrassing.
I'm sorry, but it's 12th of June, if that guy's listening to this radio.
Hopefully, yes.
Yes. Well, he said Q2. He kind of didn't understand what it meant, but I asked him, "Are you going to buy the game?" I said, yeah. I'm going to buy PS3 and Metal Gear Solid 4.
Sweet.
So,
good news.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this summer is really incredible. It's going to be a really great season for gaming because usually the summer sucks big time for games. Outside of Japan, a lot of like Konami, they'll put out some big titles in summer because of Obon and like summer vacation, right?
Yeah, right before the kids' summer vacation.
Yeah. In Japan, summer is a second or the third peak season for sales, which Europe definitely not. America
the case. Not the case either.
It's the lowest season, isn't it?
Right. But it's because I think the industry's kind of put itself in that corner by just getting addicted to the Christmas sales, and that's all they focus on, right? And they'll delay. The game will be pretty good. You could release in the summer, but let's hold on it for 3 months. Let's polish it up. Let's put it out in the fall, and we'll have this much more sales. But now we're seeing with GTA, Ninja Gaiden 2, Smash Brothers, Metal Gear Solid 4. This summer is going to be really, really awesome.
Yeah, well, everyone could now spread out their money in their wallet and spend some in the summer, maybe during the winter.
Right.
You could play games all year long.
Yeah. And so we have some cool elements in the game of MGS4 that's going to keep you playing, for months and months on end, which we're going to be talking about at a later time. But you've been playing. You guys have both been playing the game. I know that Aki, you played through almost the entire thing just to check it out. Do you have any kind of impressions on what you played, or?
God, I can't say any spoilers.
Right.
But
well, we don't want any spoilers, but
it was surprising because it was one of the first time I really laughed my heart out playing a game.
Yeah, there's a lot of funny stuff.
I mean, really, seriously, I'm not really, a laugher actually, but some of the portions of the game really, I really laughed.
I know where he was because I was there.
He was in the studio when I was playing. So
and he heard like this laugh off in the distance, like what?
No. He was actually sitting next to me.
Okay.
He was doing emails or something, but I kind of really cracked up.
Right.
And I had Tachi with me next to me, Ayako next to me, and she was watching the game as well. And we both it was a very tense moment, but all of a sudden we bursted out laughing.
I'll have to ask you about that later on once we're done, because I'm curious what part you're laughing about.
Okay.
But yeah, there is a lot of humor in the game, like a lot of Metal Gear titles.
Yeah.
Now I've been playing through the game as well, over and over and over again. Making notes and comments and things like that. And one thing I noticed this morning before I knew we were going to record this show, so I was thinking about what I could talk about the game without spoiling too much. But I'm in love with the Solid Eye in the game. I don't know if you guys use it very much, because you do have an option. It's an item. It's on the L2 button, so you can have rations. A lot of beginner players will keep rations equipped at all times so they don't die. But for me, I've always got the Solid Eye on. It changes Metal Gear so much, and it makes it so much more fun for me, because it gives you that real time information on all the enemies. It'll say their names, what if they're militia, if they're PMCs. It'll say what weapon they're holding.
Sometimes you have to know because it's kind of tricky sometimes, right? You don't want to shoot a militia.
Exactly.
You want to shoot this PMC, but sometimes you make mistakes, so you have to check with this Solid Eye. Also, I keep it on most of the time. I love the
night vision. Night vision.
The night vision is really cool because when you're on the battlefield, you don't see everything, right?
Right.
But you want to pick up weapons or like bullets or things like that. And if you change this night vision, you know where it is.
Well, yeah, if you have Solid Eye on, you'll know where the items are. But if you want to know where the guys are, you switch to night vision, especially like in the downtown areas of Middle East, and there's people in windows and things.
Yeah.
If you have night vision,
also,
then
these small items, even if you have Solid Eye, you kind of tend to not notice. But if you have night vision,
oh, it's true. Yeah.
Yeah, so you could kind of know. Oh, I found this, bullet here or there. Sometimes it's so small, so it's really handy.
Yeah, it is cool because especially if you're one of those guys that are hunting for lots of items, and that's one guy on the team was saying to me almost as a complaint, there's just too much stuff in this game, too many items. I'm losing track, and for a guy like me who wants to get all the items, especially some of like the really cool like. I can't spoil it kind of items. But with the solid eye, the items will appear at a distance. You can see what they are. It'll say in text on the screen what they are before you go and take them out. So if you look off in the distance and you see ammo, you're like, oh, I don't need that. But if you look off in the distance, you see that's one of the secret items.
Right. How do you pull this off? You can't have this solid eye 100% all the time, right?
Right. I'm a pretty tricky guy. So yeah, I mean, when I know in areas that I've already cleared them out, I'm moving on to a new area. I'll de-equip it. I'll let the battery recharge. And then move on from there. But yeah, I'm obsessed with it. Those lets you know what weapons the enemies are carrying, including the bosses. It lets you know their health. I think it's great.
I also like the part. Of course, this is a tactical espionage, game. But sometimes when you're in a battlefield, you want to go nuts and shoot everybody.
Sure.
So that's one like a battle game. But then you kind of go back to yourself. Maybe next time I'll take this route. Or maybe I could sneak away this time. So it's almost like two games. This is more apparent this time, right?
Right.
In the previous Metal Gears, it was more about hiding and everything. This time, yes, it still is. But still, sometimes you get involved in this battle.
Right.
And you have to sometimes fight. But
there's tension as a release on the battlefield.
Yes.
And you can go crazy because you don't have to worry about sneaking around as much.
Yeah. That's what I really get into MGS4 this time when I play it. So I play like almost twice on the same levels.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it's not as linear as it was before. There's different routes and things. All right, so Aki and I are back. Ken had to step out for a moment.
Yeah, he got a phone call or something. He's really busy right now.
Yeah.
Especially after we made the announcement. I think there's a lot of pressure on all of us.
Sure.
So Ken's running around.
So yeah, so it's just gonna be me and Aki for the remainder of the show, so yeah, we made the announcement. We talked about Solid Eye. We've talked about the pre-order. Famitsu today in Japan has a new ad for us, a new poster, which is the
Chiru. Chiru means what's a good translation?
Well, I was thinking about the English copy would be like maybe dissolve,
shatter. Dissolve is a better word. Yeah, dissolve.
That's the main visual we're using, like a teaser visual that we're using to kind of celebrate the announcement of the release date. And it's very cool. If you look closely, Snake is going through some kind of agony, and then as you get down to his legs, he's kind of breaking apart into different tiny little pieces of Metal Gear history and Metal Gear mythos, of silhouettes of Shagohod and of boss characters.
It's a cool
guns and bullets and
cool icon almost. Really, really cool. Hideo was saying yesterday on HIDECHAN radio that there's a tagline also saying, "The guy stopped hiding now."
Right.
Of course, in the game you have to hide. But
so what's the Japanese copy? Do you know?
男は隠れることをやめた. Or something like that.
Yes, that's
something
true.
Like that, yeah.
So, in other words, yeah, Snake is done hiding.
Right.
But it doesn't mean it's not a stealth action game.
Yeah, well, I think this is already on our website or something as well.
Yeah, it should be up today.
Yeah, so a lot of people could check out that. If people don't have access to Famitsu, you could check out the website and you'll see what we're talking about because it's a real cool thing. And if you check out, you might have a little special thing that you could check out as well.
Special bonus.
Yes.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So definitely check out the teaser site. Go to the Kojima Productions homepage and you can check that out. Now, before we wrap up, I'd like to jump into the mailbox real quick and answer some listener mail if you don't mind.
Of course not. Let's go.
All right, so this actually is Mark McDonald's favorite section, and for frequent listeners of the show, Mark McDonald helped me host this program over the past few weeks.
Yeah.
And he's now in the States for I don't know how long, but he's going to be back in Japan, I think, in late March. And he helped me out with the game a little bit on MGS4. I'm not as a employee of Konami as it was widely reported, but just as a contracted job, he came in and checked a lot of the subtitles, which was a major task. And he had about 3 or 4 days to do it, and he didn't even get through the whole game. I mean, that's just how much content there is.
Oh,
so
really?
I've been doing it. No.
Yeah, I met him when he was working. I mean, you had to stick him in that room the whole time?
Right.
Yeah.
White walls.
Oh God, it was almost like a prison. But we had to we had to prison a lot of people when we play. Even myself, I have to go into this special room when I play MGS4 so it doesn't get leaked out.
Right.
So it's a really high security. So
It is.
Mark couldn't finish it?
No, he didn't have enough time. There was just too much content.
Yeah.
So he kind of handed the reins over to me. I looked at all the formatting that he's been doing and kind of took that and ran with it. And I've been doing it a few hours every day, and it's been a lot of work. He really worked hard for those 3 days. And if you're listening, Mark, thanks a lot for the hard work. But
Thanks, Mark.
yeah, so we actually have a question from a listener that's related to what Mark was doing with the subtitles. It's the guy didn't include his name, but somebody from the U.S. He said, "I heard Mark talking about editing subtitles, and I, as a big anime fan, I was wondering if there was a possibility to have Japanese audio and English subtitles in the North American version of MGS4."
Oh, he's an anime fan. Oh, he wants Japanese audio.
Now, let me ask you, before I answer this question, let me ask you a question, Aki. As the host of HIDECHAN Radio, do you get messages from Japanese listeners asking for the English voiceover track in MGS4?
Well, actually, if there are listeners who listen to HIDECHAN Radio, which I currently host for about, 4 months now? Something like that. We've been doing this funny English, inside this program, we do this English section where a lot of Japanese people want to know how this is said in English version of Metal Gear. So we take portions of the US or European version, the English version of Metal Gear, and then introduce it in Japanese. This is how it's said, and vice versa.
Right.
And we do skits and all. It's almost like a educational English program.
Right on.
It's fun. But yes, a lot of people are now getting more and more interested. Like one famous sequence from Metal Gear Solid 1, I think, when Otaku and Snake meets for the first time. Snake asks, Otakon asks to Snake, "Are you otaku as well?"
Yes.
And in Japanese, it's like, "Kimi mo otaku kai?" So people want to know how this is said in English.
Right.
So a lot of people, yes.
And you can
definitely.
learn like the sentence structure, right?
Yes.
Are you
Yes.
what and what? So
Yes.
and so. You explain that, right?
Yeah, we do. Well, actually, Ayako is the teacher. She's the sexy kind of teacher, and I kind of like, I'm the stupid student. But we do skits in Japanese and English, also taking from Metal Gear scenes as well. So it's quite fun. And I was going to say...
And Yumi joins as well, right?
Yes, Yumi is the actual, the freshman student.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So a lot of Japanese people currently are really wanting to know what the English is like in Metal Gear Solid. So I think more and more people are wanting the English voices in the Japanese version.
Right. So unfortunately, because of disk space, we don't have the space to include other languages, other voiceover files for the respective versions. So the Japanese version is not going to have English VO, and the North American and European version of MGS4 is not going to have Japanese VO. But the good news is that this is by far. I mean, Mark has said the same thing as he played through the game or watched a lot of the cutscenes, and just judging from people who have actually watched the cutscenes, played the game, that the VO is better than it's ever been for Metal Gear. So that's the good news. The bad news, you won't be able to hear Otsuka and the rest of the gang in the international versions of the title. But hey,
well, we do have an option of delaying the game and including it, but of course people won't like that.
No, they wouldn't like that.
No.
So moving on to Kaso Muhammad from
Kaso.
Sweden in Iraq.
And Muhammad, hi.
So he's got kind of maybe dual citizenship there.
Really? Yeah.
His question is, will the Metal Gear Solid Essential Collection, which is going on sale in North America very soon in the middle of March, will that collection be available for us who live in Europe? I'm kind of a freak when it comes to certain games, and Metal Gear is one of them. I collect every kind of game edition in the series, so it would be really nice to get a hold of the Essential Collection. I hope to pass on something as beautiful as this to my future children.
Oh, sweet.
So, unfortunately, as of right now, you're gonna have to import the Essential Collection if you're living in Europe. There are currently no plans coming out of Konami Europe to release something like this. This was done independently from Konami America. They decided they wanted to do something similar to the Japanese box set, not exactly the same. So, if Europe is going to do it, they probably do it in a different style as well.
Oh God, we had a hard time doing this run, didn't we? Yes, for the US.
And special thanks out to Ray Hiyoshi, who who introduced this idea of doing the Essential Collection.
Yeah, and we Ryan and I pushed a lot of ideas as well, and we went back and forth about like 100 times. And we finally got this out.
And I made this mistake in the first meeting when Ray introduced the idea.
Mm-hmm.
I made this mistake of promising that I wouldn't sleep in order to make this a reality, make that release date.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And Ray took me up on it. So calls at all times of the evening.
Yes.
But we got it. So that's the good news. The bad news is, there's no plans for Europe just yet. But make your voice heard to Konami Europe. Let them know that you want something like this. And I know they're listening. We've got some good guys over there who really do want listener and Metal Gear fan feedback.
But one thing is, a lot of people already have all the Metal Gear collections.
It's interesting. It's just it's all silicone, right, and paper, and plastic.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you have this emotional connection to something that's like a collection of all these different products that you love.
I mean, in the past, all the girls that I talk to, or the wife or whatever, says this is totally a man thing. Man is really want to do this collection and those kind of things.
That's a good point. Yeah, I think I agree with that.
So, my wife is really sometimes, oh, you're going to buy this again? I mean, you have this and this. Why can't you live with that? And I said, no. This is a special premium edition.
Right.
And the girls don't get it.
They don't get it. That's true.
God. So if any listeners, girls out there saying, no, I'm a collector as well. I want to hear that voice so I can feed back to all the girls that complain to me.
Exactly.
Okay, let's go on.
Wrangell,
Mexico.
Mm-hmm. I was wondering if you would recommend playing MPO before playing MGS4.
Mm-hmm.
MPO being Metal Gear Solid Portable Ops for PSP.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what happens in MPO, and so will it affect playing MGS4 without knowing the story of MPO? This is a question that's actually been coming in recently. I don't know if this was a forum topic somewhere, but people are curious.
What do you think, Ryan?
I'm of the opinion that if you have a chance to play the MPO, you definitely should, because the story is linked. We do reference stuff that happens in Portable Ops in MGS4. So if you want to get a full, understanding of the story, definitely recommend playing Portable Ops. But not just that. On the same level, if you want to get that same perspective on the entire saga, you're gonna have to play Metal Gear 1 and 2, the MSX versions that's on Subsistence.
Yeah, that's true. Well, actually, I have a different opinion as being a lighter user.
Go for it.
Once you play... Well, MGS4 wraps up all the things, right?
Right.
And there's still it's all revealed. But then when you play MGS4 and then maybe go back to MPO, you could kind of get, oh, this is what it was talking about.
True.
That feeling comes back as well. It's not a spoiler in any way, I think. You could go any direction, I think.
Right.
That's what I feel.
So, moving on to Sasaki from Canada. You want to take this?
Okay. Hey, Ryan. This was posted on the GameFAQ forums. KP, Kojima Production, even said that they simplified it, the story, after complaints that it was too deep for an action game. This is talking about MGS4. MGS4 will be like MGS3. Is this true? That's really messed up if it is, and many MGS fans will be greatly disappointed if it's true. Please come out and put this straight.
So I'm a little confused on a number of points, but I kind of see where Sasaki's coming from. He's asking, are we simplifying the story? We love Metal Gear for its complex story. That I can understand, but then he says Metal Gear Solid 4 will be like MGS3. Is this true? If that's so, it's really messed up and people will be disappointed. The story of MGS3 was awesome, so I'm not quite sure what you're talking about.
Well, actually, from a Japanese point of view, when I talk to a lot of Japanese people, a lot of people say that MGS3's story was more understandable compared to MGS2.
Right.
So I think Sasaki is saying that MGS2 had more kind of like mysteries and twists and that kind of thing.
Oh, sure.
And MGS3 had a great storyline, but it was more, I think, understandable.
Yeah, it was more straightforward.
Right.
But it's still very complex for a video game.
That's true. But I think Sasaki wants to a level where we've been keeping MGS1 and 2.
I see. So MGS4 is somewhere in the middle between MGS2 and MGS3, in my opinion. We're better storytellers than we were before, and we make sense of all this. But it's very dense, and there's a lot of stuff on the there's different layers of fiction. It's really well put together, I think.
Well, let's put it this way: since MGS4 is a wrap of the whole Solid Snake saga,
right.
Metal Gear saga. it does have to give the facts or the story or the plot of everything coming together, right?
Yeah, it answers all the questions.
Yeah, so in that sense, it's more understandable, easy to understand. But of course, as Ryan said, the story is still like, in some places, really complex, really cool. So I agree with you. If our understanding of what Sasaki say is correct, I think it's, yes, in between MGS2 and 3.
Now, a lot of people love the story of MGS2 because it's so complex.
Yeah, yeah.
And they love putting the pieces together, despite the fact that you're putting together a 150,000 piece puzzle, and about 10% of it's missing. A lot of stuff was cut, rearranged at the very end of the development, and that's what makes MGS2 inherently very difficult to understand as a story and to kind of grasp the whole thing. Now, a lot of people have done very good, like our friend James Howell has done these incredible write-ups of the story of MGS2, but that's not going to be necessary for MGS4, so to speak.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, you don't need a FAQ to understand the story of MGS4. So to wrap up the show, we're going to jump into the Sick Days for Games segment, especially if you have a story about taking a sick day, skipping out from work, school, to play Metal Gear. I want to hear about that.
God, okay.
Because we've been getting a lot of cool emails from recently since Mark and I talked about this a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Now, do you have any kind of stories, Aki, of you skipping school, skipping work, lying so you can go stay at home and play games?
Yes. Actually, when I was in my junior high, this is between 13 and 15, I couldn't really get, back into the Japanese society, so to say. So I grew up in America, New Jersey, until 12.
Right.
And it was the first time I came back to this Japan society, right? So I couldn't really blend into the school system and things like that. So what I did was play games all the time. So I was at the arcade, the coin ops, and...
Well, what were you playing at the arcade?
There was a lot of R-types. R-type was one shooting game. Gradius.
Right.
Olympic games as well. I think it was Konami, which I didn't know at that time. Right. Green Beret. Also, there was one game from the Tecmo, the soccer game, that you kind of rolled the ball.
Okay.
And I was really into playing baseball games at that time. I waited until my parents were asleep, like around midnight, and I went down to the living room and played all until morning.
Right on.
And my mom sometimes came down to go to the bathroom or something, so I had to hide underneath the table.
Sweet.
And then I was almost like a guy watching a porn channel. And hiding.
Except you're just playing RBI baseball or something.
Yeah, it was really cool. I mean, that was my days of playing games a lot.
Do you remember what game? It was a Famicom game?
Yeah, it was a game from Namco.
Was it World Stadium?
Yeah.
That is my favorite baseball game of all time. I love World Stadium 4. It's on PS1. By far the best baseball game I've ever played in my life.
Really? Well, I'm I guess a little game veteran, or I started out earlier than you. So this is the first baseball game from Namco. It was a Family Stadium called.
Right, Family Stadium.
Yeah, Family Stadium 1, actually, on Famicom.
I love those. Those are great.
And those were the days when you don't have this backup system and you can't keep track of RBI or the season. So what I did was I took out a piece of paper and I wrote down, this was a hit. That's
hardcore.
And I calculated the RBIs.
That's
and
great.
Things like ERAs and things like that. I did that. And that took time. That's why I had to do it all night.
I've gained a new level of respect for you, Aki, after hearing this story.
Really?
Yes.
Because
it's inspiring.
It's my roots. I mean, I didn't have any friends and those kind of things, so my game was like the friend of mine. So that's why, at that time, of course, I didn't decide to go to work for a games company at all.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Okay.
So moving on to what Sean from the U.S., he wrote in a story about Sick Days for Games.
Okay.
It's not Metal Gear related, but I'm put on there because it was a pretty good story. I was still in college when Final Fantasy VIII came out. I was actually in college, too. I was a freshman in college. I had class all day and couldn't go pick up my reserve copy. It was my first class when all of a sudden the fire alarm goes off. Not a fire drill, but a real fire. Everyone evacuates from all the different buildings. So before the fire engines could even get there, I was long gone to the mall to pick up Final Fantasy VIII.
That's cool.
I passed the fire trucks and ambulances on the way out. By the time I got by the time I got back, everyone was standing around outside watching the smoke and whatnot. But I had my nose in a strategy guide. The rest of the day, people were talking about the fire, about how scary it was, but I spent the rest of the day drawing pictures of Squall swinging his gun blade because I'm an illustrator. So when asked about how my day was by my girlfriend at the time, I remember saying, Final Fantasy VIII came out that day. Oh, and the science building burnt down. Very nice.
This moment of the choice you have.
It's very exciting. Your heart starts pounding.
Yeah, you could hang out with your friends and check what's happening to your school, or you run down to the mall, right?
Right.
He made that decision in an instant, I guess.
I respect that.
Yeah, that's really cool.
So again, listeners, write in your stories. I love these sick days for games stories. Especially if you have any Metal Gear related stories, I'd love to hear them.
All right, Ryan and Aki back on the show. You might notice from the difference in sound quality that we're not in our normal Studio D or Studio Day, as a lot of Japanese will say.
Where are we?
We are in a bunker in Midtown.
This is our hideout, is it?
Yes. It's where we go and exchange secrets, keep away from Patriot eyes. But this is where we're going. We're going to record like this kind of additional 5-minute podcast, throwing at the end of the show to address a couple of things that kind of are coming out today on Friday, 2/29. We've been talking about February 29th for how long now, Aki?
I don't know, for months actually.
Yes.
But now I feel a lot better because I can really talk.
Right.
But before that,
open.
yeah, we were open. But before that, we were always like, hush hush talking.
Right.
That day it's coming.
Right.
We should get this ready. We should get that ready. But now it's really okay.
Now,
it's really okay to talk.
we're out of the closet basically.
Yes.
And well, to start off, today only, the 29th, it's a Friday, on Konami's official site, there's going to be these MGS4 banners that show the worldwide release date, June 12th, 2008.
Yeah.
We've got these different animated banners that our in-house designer, who we call Ninja, who looks like a ninja, she designed these and she got Mr. Kojima's approval, and it's going to be a one-day limited, so only today.
1 day?
Yes.
God. Okay.
So be sure to go to Konami's homepage. I'll put a link on the blog to make sure everybody gets there. But check it out. She did a great job. And I know you're a big fan of Ninja's work.
Yeah, I mean, she doesn't look like a ninja, Ryan.
She does look like a ninja.
She looks like a top model. Really, seriously. Cosmopolitan top model.
Well,
really.
She's very tall for a Japanese girl.
Yeah. She's really beautiful. And she has talent. Okay, great.
Right.
And her works was praised by Hideo himself.
Yes.
And this is only just 1 day.
So, yeah, please check it out.
Okay, yeah, check it out.
And she's also doing the MGS4 website. There's going to be a teaser site that's going up today as well with snake image.
Chiru.
Yeah.
Chiru, snake image, the what do we call it? Dissolve?
Dissolve.
Yeah.
And that's going up today as well. And something that came up yesterday on IGN.com I saw today was really cool. Is they put together their top 10 list for MGS4 wish list.
Right.
And I decided I'd maybe list this on the podcast and maybe talk about it a little bit, because I thought it was very interesting what they're asking that we do in the game that they're hoping for.
Okay. Yeah, I'm interested to know.
You want to read it off, or do you want?
Yeah, please, I wanna make comments.
Okay,
so.
I'll read it. You make comments.
Okay, got it.
Number 10, love connection between Snake and Meryl.
Oh, okay.
Number 9, playtime is Raiden. Be able to play as Raiden basically in the game.
Right.
Number 8, Vamp dies a billion times. I think there's a little bit of sarcasm in there.
Okay.
Number 7, scope, and by that they mean just make us feel like this is a really epic experience, I think.
Right. Okay.
Number 6, an insane new mechanic, something like just not like the stress gauge, but something a little bit bigger than that. Number 5, a cardboard box vehicle. Number 4, liquid versus revolver battle or something.
Yeah.
Number 3, more details on the Patriots.
Right.
On the Lalilelo. Number 2, death. Because this is the final chapter in the Metal Gear Solid saga, let's kill off some people, basically. And number 1, answers to all, like, just tying up all those loose ends. And so I saw this list and I thought, hey, IGN's going to be very happy.
Yeah, exactly.
MGS4. Not all these things are going to happen.
Yeah, well, death is really, wow, they're requesting a lot of people to die in our game.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, they want us to go off the bang, obviously, with scope and talking about being epic.
Yeah. Well, I was curious to find out. This is about playtime as Raiden.
Right.
I mean, like, I heard a lot of people didn't like Raiden and MGS2.
Now they want to play as him.
Because of that trailer, right?
I think so.
I mean, he's really cool. Really cool.
So I think they're gonna be happy. Maybe not a majority. I'm counting in my head, but we're gonna I think we're going to satisfy a lot of people over there. So
Yeah, well, definitely. We could surely say for number one, answers, right? We're probably going to answer almost all the questions that was thrown in
Absolutely.
the saga. So
yeah, the number one thing on their wish list. Yeah,
Mhm.
we can say right now. Yeah, there's gonna be tons of answers.
yes.
So very cool. And then today also Friday,
Mhm.
Mini-Q,
Mm-hmm.
Famitsu, big issue about MGS4. We've got an interview with Mr. Kojima in there.
Yeah, how many pages? 16 pages,
Yeah,
something like that?
It's pretty massive.
Yeah.
And we've got a dummy jacket or like a kind of a tentative box art.
Yeah, for all the three SKUs that going to be released in Japan, right?
Right, exactly.
Mhm. And then there was one new thing in this Famitsu, right?
Yeah, so talking about the briefing,
Yeah.
which briefings are back. They're in MGS4.
Yeah.
And this is something that is, if you're watching the industry from afar, I think you wouldn't be as surprised about it if you're a Metal Gear fan. But we're giving people a little more interactivity when it comes to the cutscenes. This is a trend in video games. I think is it giving the player more to do or more to say
Mhm.
during the cutscenes.
Mhm.
There's not just sit back and watch a CG cutscene, but
Mhm.
a lot of stuff is happening more in game, and this is kind of this is inspired by that. So now
Mhm.
the player, instead of just having to watch characters talk about these really deep issues, they can maneuver and move around this area as Snake and Campbell and Otacon, as they're talking. They can move around in Otacon's Mark II,
Mhm.
and they can move around in that room and check out different characters as they move and they talk.
Mhm.
And you can switch the camera angles.
Well, actually, Ryan, this is a problem for me. You know, we said recently I've been playing this game.
Yeah.
But when I do this using the Mark II during the briefing and
Yeah.
moving around, I
Totally ignore what is being
lose
said.
track of the storyline and that kind of thing. So it's fun in a way. People, also there's other gimmicks as well. I mean, like you can't just lay back on the sofa and watch this whole thing happen because there's something that you have to do at times.
Right.
So it's really, as you said, it's an interactive experience, which is really cool.
I like that it kind of gives the player an option, because there's the players that want to sit there
Mhm.
and they want to just soak in all that information.
Mhm.
And so by hitting the L2 button, you can make the cinematics full screen. You don't have to worry about the Mark II at all,
Mhm.
and you can sit back and watch. And the camera will change for you,
Yeah.
and you can sit back and just kind of soak in all this information that they're talking about, like why they have to go to this area
Mhm.
and so on and so forth. But for players that are maybe not bored, but they're hyperactive, they're on the couch, or they want to play, they have the
Mhm.
controller in their hands.
Mhm.
Then they can maneuver around the area
Yeah.
as these characters are talking, and they
Yeah,
can pick up
there's-
items, they can
there's a lot
change
of
the music.
Interesting things, while Snake and like Octagon's talking, there's a lot of interesting things in the background that's happening, and you want to check it out.
Sure.
So, yeah, it's fun. But as I said, for me, I'm like too dumb. I could only
You
concentrate
can't
on
walk
one
and
thing.
chew gum at the same time.
No. So I can't do Ajax. But anyways,
Well, I think it's cool. I'm glad that we could talk about the briefing finally.
okay.
It's been in the works for a long time.
Yeah.
And I wish I could have had Chris on the show tonight,
Mhm.
because we'd be able to talk about how for the briefings only, because the player would be in the Mark II and be going up close to different characters, we would have to record each character from start to finish of the briefing,
Mhm.
all the breathing, their whole part, and then the breathing and their walking and,
Mm.
and picking up things, all the breaths, like when they pick up something like or
Mm.
something.
Mm.
And instead of, usually with a scene, we'll have like two people in the booth,
Mm.
and they'll go back and forth and do a conversation. But
Yeah.
for the briefings only, because the player could go up there and actually hear them breathing and
Yeah.
doing these maneuvers,
Yeah.
we had to record each person as a whole for the whole scene.
Wow.
And it was a totally new way of approaching
Mm.
voiceovers for Metal Gear.
It's not voiceover, isn't it? It's almost like acting the whole thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And thanks a lot for joining me.
Thanks for having me, Ryan.